Assalamu alaikum everyone, my name's Farah Halabi and I'm a professional Muslimah life coach, and I'd like to ask you, why is your life going the way that it is? Why is life happening to you? Why is your life being experienced the way that you're experiencing it in the way that you are right now? Because for a lot of us, we go through life, and when we're in the thick of it, we don't like what's happening and we think, I don't like this life. I don't like what's going on. I don't like who I am. I don't like the people around me. I don't like what's going on. I just don't like it. And I can't change it. And I want to change it, but I can't. And I really don't like it. And you wake up every single day thinking about the life that you think you can't change, carrying on doing the things that you don't really want to be doing, that you don't really like doing, but you just are. You just carry on. So I'll ask you, why is your life the way that it is right now? Who makes it that way? Who creates the decisions, the choices, the thoughts, the feelings that you feel on a day-to-day basis that tell you that you don't like your life? How does that process happen? How much of your day do you spend thinking about what you don't like, what you don't want to happen, and thinking, oh, just been to work and that was a bit rubbish, just had not the greatest interaction with kids, maybe argued with your spouse, maybe a family member is not talking to you. Now, I'm not saying that all of the areas of your life aren't going well, but when you are looking at your life through the lens of what you don't like, through the lens of the problem, through the challenge, that's all you'll see. And that clouds and infects every area of your life. Or if there is a certain area of your life that you try to separate from those other areas of your life that aren't going well, and you almost distract or disconnect the you that is operating in all of those areas of your life that aren't going how you'd like them to go, and you really focus and you really distract and lose yourself in the one pocket or the one part of your life that is going all right. But is it really going all right? Now, I don't want you to all be sitting there thinking, oh my goodness, looking at all areas of my life and it's just rubbish, and that one bit that I think is okay, actually, is it okay? Or am I just using it to distract myself and making it look possibly better than what it is because the rest of my life sucks? I'm not asking you to look through the lens of your life through that, like that. But for most of you, you're probably scrolled on by now thinking, no, that doesn't refer to me. That doesn't resonate with me. I don't know what she's talking about. Or maybe not even just, haven't even heard the words that have come out of my mouth. But for those of you that are still here and you are thinking, yeah, I go through my life, I go through my day thinking about what I don't like, thinking about what I don't want to feel, thinking about how this is not what I want, and I don't feel that I can change it. I don't even know how, I don't even know if I'm allowed, I don't know if I can, but all I know is that I don't like this, or I'm not feeling this, or I'm not up for this. This is not what I signed up for. Who made that decision? Who came to that conclusion? Little hint, it's you. But that's actually brilliant news, because the fact that you know what you don't like, the awareness that you have that this is not what you want, this is not how you want to feel, it's not doing it for you. That's great, because that awareness, you have come to that awareness, you have come to that decision, you have worked that through and decided that this is not what you want. There is a platform to you acknowledging that you think that. To change your condition, to change what's going on, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us very clearly, he'll sort that out. but he won't sort it out. He won't change the condition until we change that which is within ourselves. So the bits of you, or the part of you that has come to the conclusion, that is aware, that is acknowledging that this is not how you want to be, how you want to feel, this is not how you want to show up in life, this is not what you want to happen in your life, then focusing on how you do want to show up in your life. Becoming aware of how you do want to feel, how you do want to go through life, and placing and working through and focusing all of that attention on what you do want. Now, for a lot of us, and I know this is true of a lot of my clients, they can tell me all day long what they don't want, what they don't want to feel, what they don't want to, who they don't want to be when they're showing up in their lives as the person that isn't the optimum version of themselves, let's just say. They can tell me all day long what they don't want. And when we talk about what they do want, because it is so habitual for them, because this is so routine for them, it's almost become the norm, but it isn't. But it feels like that's all they've ever thought about. Because one, they didn't know that they could change. They didn't have the tools to, but also they got themselves, and I will say this for myself as well, we get ourselves into this rut of thinking. We get stuck in that feeling, in that thought, in that lens that every day becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, because we're thinking it. We're believing that it's a bit of a pants day, that it's not going to get much better, or that there are certain relationships there that just run a certain way and we don't expect any different. And we play into the habitual behaviours that are necessary to perpetuate that. Yeah, it's a bit rubbish, isn't it? Yeah, I know what's going to happen. I'm going to say this and she's going to say that, or I'm going to do this and they're not going to appreciate me. Or you've already lived that day in your mind in the morning ahead of time, fast forwarded to the end where everything that usually, or you think usually goes wrong, has gone wrong. From that place, how motivated are you? How motivated are you to get up and crack on with your day, when in your mind you're just thinking it's going to be the same old and I don't want it, I don't like it. But that's all you're stuck in, that habitual kind of fog of thinking how pants, how rubbish it is before it's even happened. But because it has been, the same old for as long as you can remember, does it even feel as if you can change it? Even if you had the tools, are you inspired to? If there's a belief that it's not going to get any better. But the fact that you are able to perceive that and work that out means that when we go back to what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us, that He will not change the condition of a people until we change that which is within ourselves, the bit that we can change is our perception, our thinking, our beliefs, our thoughts, our way of reasoning, our way of looking at the world. Because that is what is giving us that experience of it's a bit rubbish, isn't it? Now, I'm not talking about people's behaviours. I'm not talking about things that happen outside of us. We can't control them. But our way of dealing with them, the way in which we approach them, the way in which we act or behave or show up in those various pockets of our lives, that is on us. You have the ability, not just the ability, the accountability, responsibility and capability to manage yourself. Maybe you didn't realise. Maybe you've never thought about it. Maybe you've never been taught it. But you do. Because you are the one that is able to tell me all day long what you don't want. Quite clearly articulating your experience. When you understand how you work, how your experience is created, how you show up in the world, how you see it, how you view it, how you understand it. And through the process of the science of the Nafs, which is how we work, as taken from our manufacturer's guide, the Quran, how we work as explained, described and told by the one who created us. How we work, how we experience life, how we live, what we do, what our purpose is, how we can utilise that awareness to solve the problems in our lives. Because the Quran is a guide for how we live life. It's a book of shifa, the cure, not just for spiritual things, but the cure and the guide for humans. And what makes us human? Our spiritual, physical and psychological parts. That's who we are. We comprise of those three parts. Take any one of those away and we cease to be human. So all of the ways in which we operate in synchronicity of those three parts is all given to us in the Quran and the Sunnah. And the science of the Nafs explains that very succinctly. So if you are thinking, it's the same old, can't change it, don't like it, then that's a great place to start. Because you being aware of how you're perceiving things, when we understand how we've come to that conclusion, how we tick along, we can create, we can intentionally infuse and change that bit within us that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us, once we've done that, He'll sort everything out, is the way that we think, the way that we perceive, the way that what we believe, our thoughts and our intentions. That's what we can manage and impact and affect. And when we do that, the whole world changes. Everything changes because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said that He will sort that out. But when we have a different lens, when we understand, and when we use that power of being able to understand how we work, and when we are able to harness that, it's a skill. It's an exercising of a muscle, of a process, of an intellect. It's the connection between our intellectual thinking and the beliefs that reside in our hearts. That's what our mind is. When we've got a lens on how that works, your life will change. Mine certainly did, and the lives of my clients. So if you are thinking, life's not particularly great right now, or there are parts of my life that are not particularly great right now, and you are a professional Muslim woman who has tried lots and lots and lots of different things, from therapy to positive thinking, to affirmations, to trying to just ignore that little voice in their head, or trying to distract herself from it, just trying to chug along with things, getting on with things, trying to ignore, trying to do lots and lots of things, has a to-do list, has a kind of process that she follows, and it's not working. It might work for a little while, but in the long run, it's still not working. There is something that's still bringing you back to your habitual patterns of thinking, your habitual, it's not great, is it? It's not easy. No, it's not. But the start is, you already have everything within you to see not how pants life is, but to flourish, to thrive, to benefit, to embrace this life, to embrace, to enjoy, to feel that love, that inspiration, that motivation, that real gratitude of life. Utilising everything that you've got around you. Because you're not, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't make mistakes. He chose you. He chose us all. Popped our souls into our bodies and popped us, on earth. And He does not make mistakes. So if you are a professional Muslim woman, and especially on the run-up to Ramadan, who is just feeling that things aren't going her way, or that she feels stuck in how things are not going great, and that's all you can see, book in a consultation with me, a conversation with me, to help address that and help you understand what is really going on for you. What's making you feel that way? How you are feeling that way? What is going on in that wonderful mind of yours that is keeping you stuck, keeping you demotivated, and keeping you in a place that you don't want to be? Through a framework that will help you go through a process to get you exactly where you want to be, are meant to be, and in the way that you are flourishing and utilising every gift that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave you. Quite specifically the gift of free will, of choice, of understanding, of choosing, of making those choices and intentions in your life that serve you. To not only live a life here that is pleasing to Him, but to get you to the best place in the Akhirah. Double whammy, double win. To do well here, to do well in the Akhirah. So if that is something that, I was going to say floats your boat, but I was but possibly not that. If that's something that you're thinking, that's not for me, you know, just I'm not one of those people. Yeah, you are one of those people. You're a human being. You have the capability, you have the responsibility, and you have the accountability to utilise and to use this amazing mind that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave you. So why not use it for creating a life that you love, creating a life that you want, creating an experience that you do like, having that life that you are inspired to wake up every morning to live the fullest out of. My name's Farah Halabi. You can contact me. You can either private message me or you can email connect@farahhalabi.com. And as always, I pray that you are safe, well, happy and healthy, and inshallah I look forward to connecting with you very, very soon. But for now, take care. Assalamu alaikum.